Okay, let's jump right into this. Earth's been sitting on, well, a pretty massive secret, hasn't it?
Massive is probably an understatement. We're talking about a starship.
Not just any starship.
No, definitely not. Nearly a mile long, built completely in secret, hidden away behind the moon.
EDS Thunderbolt. So, the big question, the one you're probably asking right now, why? Why all the secrecy? What's going on?
Well, you really have to look at the galactic situation Earth was in. For about 200 years, humanity's been, let's say, playing by the Galactic Council's rules.
Right, treaties and regulations. And one key rule was
No massive warships, nothing on the scale of the Thunderbolt was allowed, and at the same time, the Council wasn't exactly, stepping up to protect Earth's colonies.
yeah, our sources point to this kind of uneasy balance. Earth's is in the council, but maybe not exactly an equal partner.
Definitely a junior partner vibe. But things have changed.
Drastically.
The scourge. Exactly. This hostile species coming in from the fringes, hitting isolated human colonies one after another.
And now they're looking at Earth itself.
And we know this because, well, intelligence intercepted some of their communications.
Get this, they weren't just planning an attack. They were planning a harvest. Resources, population, the works.
Grim stuff. But there's a twist. The scourge, they seriously underestimated humanity, our tech, our ability to fight back.
Which might just be our edge. And leading the charge, or at least commanding this secret weapon, is Captain James Reed.
He's 42,
Mm-hmm.
which is fairly young for this kind of command, wouldn't you say?
It is, yeah. But his record's solid. Experienced, seems to understand the weight of it all.
And the crew he picked, well, they're interesting. Not exactly by the book types.
Right, Tactical Officer Lisa Gray. She's got a history of, let's say, interpreting orders for maximum effect.
And Chief Engineer Mike Wilson. The guy apparently punched a superior officer.
Whoa, okay, why?
Over safety protocols, apparently. Didn't want corners cut. It tells you something, though.
It does. These aren't people who just follow orders blindly. They're thinkers, maybe rule benders, focused on getting the job done right. Suggests high stakes.
Definitely. And the Thunderbolt itself. It's not just big. It's advanced. Seriously advanced.
The tech sounds almost, well, unbelievable. Pulse cannons unlike anything the galaxy's seen.
Yep. And a jump drive that's described as light years beyond standard. Some whispers even suggest the tech shouldn't technically be possible.
Wow. Born out of necessity, it sounds like. Pushing the limits because they had to.
Precisely. So for this deep dive, we're going to unpack why this ship exists, what Reed's mission actually is, and crucially, what happens the moment this secret weapon steps onto the galactic stage.
Okay, so the Thunderbolt is ready. Reed's in command, got his unique crew. What's the first move?
Bold. Immediately bold. They cross the Galactic Council's quarantine line. That line is heavily monitored. Crossing it is a statement.
A statement saying Earth isn't playing by the old rules anymore.
Pretty much. And they don't just cross it, they head straight for the Teddy system.
Why Tate?
Intel pinpointed it as a major scourge staging area. So the initial plan seems to be reconnaissance.
Just reconnaissance. Because what they find there is, well, it's bad.
It is. They arrive to find the Scourge fleet isn't just staging, it's actively attacking a neutral trading outpost.
Oh, man. Civilians caught in the middle.
Yeah, about 500 of them. Different species, just trying to trade. Suddenly, Reed's got a serious dilemma.
His orders are to observe, gather intel on the Scourge, but watch this happen.
Exactly. The classic conflict. Orders versus morality. What does he do?
He acts, no hesitation, according to reports.
He orders the Thunderbolt right between the Scourge fighters and the trading post. Uses his sheer size as a shield, basically.
Patsy. And then,
Then come the pulse cannons.
yeah,
But here's the thing, they're used with incredible precision.
not just blowing things up.
No, disabling the lead fighters. Minimal damage, maximum effect. Reports say there was just stunned silence from the Scourge afterwards.
Wow. And the trading post.
The administrator, someone named Thal, was apparently deeply grateful. And Thal points out something important. A ship like the Thunderbolt showing up. That completely contradicts the Council's story about Earth being technologically backward.
So, saving lives and making a political statement without firing a truly lethal shot yet.
A pretty effective opening move. But it also pokes the bear. The Scourgers aren't just going to pack up and leave.
Right, they regroup and attack again.
They do. They press the attack on the trading post. And that's when Reed unleashes something else. Something called the Hammer.
The hammer. Sounds ominous. What is it?
Details are scarce, but it seems to be some kind of energy field or wave weapon. The key thing is its effect.
which is...
It disables ships, knocks out their systems completely, but without destroying them. No casualties.
Seriously, they neutralized the entire attacking fleet without killing anyone.
That's the report. Total incapacitation. The Scourge commander was apparently terrified. They'd never seen anything like it.
Okay, this changes everything. Earth isn't just showing force, it's showing a different kind of force. Less destructive.
Potentially, yes. A focus on control, maybe. Anyway, after the Scourge are dealt with, Reed meets with Administrator Thal.
And this Thal person has some information.
Big information. Thal reveals they're part of something called the Meridian Alliance.
Never heard of them.
Seems they're a group of species who've been suspicious of the Galactic Council for a long time. They know the Council manipulates information.
So, potential allies.
Definitely. And Thal confirms something Reed probably suspected. The Council knew about the Scourge threat to Earth.
They knew. And did nothing.
Worse. Thal claims the Council has been subtly guiding the Scourge, allowing them to hit systems like Earth's colonies, maybe even Earth itself.
Why on earth would they do that?
Fear. According to Thal, the Council is scared of humanity, our rapid tech growth, our adaptability. They see us as a future threat to their control.
So they'd let the Scourge weaken us, keep us contained.
That seems to be the implication. Using the Scourge as a tool, it paints the Council in a very sinister light.
Yeah, no kidding. So Earth builds the Thunderbolt not just for the Scourge, but potentially because the Council couldn't be trusted.
It certainly looks that way. And predictably, the Council doesn't take kindly to the Thunderbolt showing up and blowing their narrative.
How do they react? Send a fleet?
Not immediately. First, they send a diplomat. Very polite, very formal.
But menacing underneath.
Thal certainly thought so. He warned Reed the Council prefers subtle methods.
And he was right, wasn't he? While the diplomat is talking, the crew finds something.
They do, a virus, deep in the Thunderbolt systems. Council origin, designed to shut everything down. Sabotage.
Just like Sal warned, so much for diplomacy.
Right. And just as they discover this, guess who shows up?
Let me guess. Council warships.
3 of them. Enforcement Division. Heavily armed, demanding surrender.
Okay, bad situation. Ship being sabotaged from within, enemy fleet outside.
Critical. Reed refuses to surrender, obviously. Chief Engineer Wilson is racing to stop the virus. And then they get help from an unexpected source.
The Meridian Alliance. Thal's people.
Exactly. Their engineers are still on the station. They tell Wilson they have a communication system the Council can't detect.
A secret back channel.
Yep. Encrypted frequencies, totally off the Council's grid. They help Wilson adapt it to the Thunderbolt just as the Council ships start their attack run.
Talk about cutting it close so they can call for help.
They send out a distress call on this secure network. A plea for assistance, basically outlining the situation.
And does anyone answer?
Oh, do they ever? The response is stunning. Not 1 or 2 ships.
More?
Reports say at least 20 different species respond, offering help. Ships start heading their way.
20 species. So the discontent with the Council was widespread.
Way more than anyone knew. Earth, or rather the Thunderbolt, just became the spark. And the Meridian Alliance formally asks Earth for help against the Council.
Wow. From secret ship to potential leader of a rebellion in, what, a few days?
Pretty much. The whole galactic power structure is tilting. 3 days later, the scene is incredible.
What's it look like?
You've got this makeshift fleet, ships from all these different species, forming up around the damaged Thunderbolt. Planets are openly defying the Council.
And the Council?
They're pulling forces back, recalling fleets to their central command at Centaurus Prime. They know this is serious.
But they're not beaten yet. They must have something else up their sleeve.
They do. Their ultimate deterrent. A weapon called the Stillness.
The Stillness, what does it do?
It's housed on their main command station. It's a planet killer.
Oh, right. That's a trump card.
And the New Alliance realizes, to truly be free, to end the Council's tyranny for good, the Stillness has to go.
But how? It's inside their most heavily defended station.
This leads to, well, what sources call a mad plan. It sounds almost suicidal.
What is it?
2 parts. First, the main Allied fleet launches a massive frontal assault on Centaurus Prime, a diversion.
Okay, draw the fire. And the second part?
The Thunderbolt. Using its superior jump drive, it attempts a precision jump. Not near the station, but inside it.
Jump inside the command station? Is that even possible?
Theoretically, with their drive, but insanely dangerous. The goal is to materialize right next to the Stillness.
And then destroy it.
That's the plan. But everyone knows the odds. The crew understands This is almost certainly a one-way trip.
And they still agree.
Unanimously, it seems.
Mm.
Their loyalty to Reed, to the mission, it's absolute. Their last message sent out to the Allied fleet before they jump.
What was it?
Build a better galaxy.
Wow. Okay. So do they make the jump?
Against astronomical odds, yes. The Thunderbolt materializes inside the Council station, right beside the Stillness, an incredible feat of navigation and engineering.
Success.
Yeah.
But how do they destroy it? Did the hammer weapon work?
No time. And reports say the Stillness was shielded against everything they had conventionally.
Yeah.
It was too protected.
What now? They're trapped in there.
There was only one option left, the one they knew might be necessary from the start.
The self-destruct.
Initiate the self-destruct sequence. Reed gives the order to evacuate, but the crew, they refuse. They stay.
They all stay.
Every last one. They transmit that final message again, build a better galaxy, as the countdown hits 0.
And the explosion.
Takes out the Thunderbolt, the Stillness, and a huge chunk of the Council command station. The Council's ultimate weapon, their symbol of fear, is just gone.
The Stillness is shattered. The cost. Incredible. But they did it.
They did. The shockwave, both literal and figurative, ripples across the galaxy. It's the end of an era, the start of something new.
What happens back at Earth?
Allied ships arrive, not as conquerors, but as friends, as equals. Admiral Thompson, a key figure now, pledges they'll build a fleet worthy of the Thunderbolt's sacrifice, ensure humanity has its place.
So the sacrifice wasn't in vain. It actually worked. It changed everything.
It seems so.
Yeah.
Species everywhere felt empowered to stand up to the Council. The Thunderbolt didn't just destroy a weapon, it ignited a galactic shift towards, well, maybe freedom.
A single ship, a single crew making that kind of impact. It's hard to grasp.
It really is. Which leads us to the final thought for you, listening right now. What does it truly mean for a species, for humanity, to step onto that galactic stage so decisively?
Yeah, how can one act of defiance, one sacrifice, echo so profoundly across star systems?
Yeah, maybe the biggest question. Now that the Stillness is gone, now that the old order is broken, what kind of future will be built? What does that better galaxy look like, forged by humanity and its new allies?
Something to think about. The potential, the possibilities now seem endless.